Most entrepreneurs don't have a spending problem, they have a saving strategy problem. When income comes in, it often goes right back out to bills, software, marketing, or even taxes. And before you know it, there's nothing left over for you or for your future. Now, here's the truth. If your business doesn't have a savings plan, it doesn't have a safety net. So today, I'm going to show you how to build a simple, sustainable saving system that gives you peace of mind, stability, and the ability to make powerful financial decisions for your life. Hi, I'm Yvonne Bramble, a business and finance coach. I help entrepreneurs and small business owners just like you scale to six figures with clear strategies, simple systems, and a powerful money mindset so that they can build profitable businesses that support their lifestyle and purpose. My clients go from feeling stuck and overwhelmed to leading their businesses with clarity and confidence. So, when I first started my business, I used to treat savings like something I'd get to later. My mindset was, well, once I start making more money, then I'll save. But more money came, and somehow there was always another expense waiting. Does this happen to you too? It wasn't until I automated my savings and treated it like a non-negotiable bill that everything really changed, and my stress dropped, my confidence grew, and for the first time I felt like I was in control of my money, not reacting to it. So in this training, I'm going to share with you 3 business coaching tips on the Entrepreneur's Guide to Saving Money for the Future. So let's dive right in. Business coaching tip number 1 is you want to pay yourself first. The number 1 rule of wealth building is you don't save what's left over. You save first and spend what's left. I remember my very, very first book on personal finance and money was The Richest Man in Babylon. I had just flown, I'm originally from Connecticut, and I had just moved to Miami. I was in my early 20s, really, really excited. And the first book that I can honestly say that I read just after college, right? After college, independently, I picked it out. It was in one of those half-price books type of bookstores that just popped in, took a look at it. And that book caught my attention. And I read through it, and it talked about just basic principles on wealth. And this was something that kept showing up, was building wealth starts with that number 1 rule, which is you don't save what's left over, you save first. You save first, and then you spend what's left, okay? Because otherwise you won't have anything left. So as an entrepreneur, your income is going to fluctuate. So set percentage-based saving systems instead of a fixed amount. You want to start with maybe 10% of every dollar that comes in, no matter how small the payment. And with that percentage, that's going to give you that wiggle room that you need, that flexibility to be able, that elasticity, to be able to ebb and flow as your revenue changes throughout, every month. And what you want to do is automate transfers from your business account to a separate savings account weekly or bi-weekly. And the goal isn't the amount, it's more of the consistency. Even saving $100 regularly creates a financial discipline and confidence. I had a client who used to wait until the end of the month to see what she could save. And usually it was nothing. We implemented a 10% pay yourself first rule, automating it right after each client payment, and within 6 months, she saved $7,800 without even feeling the difference. In her words, it felt effortless, like money was just working for me. And that's how it should be. That's how it should be for all of us, right? So that leads me to business coaching tip number 2. You want to create separate buckets for purpose-based savings. So what does that mean? I'll get into it. So when all your money sits in one account, it's emotionally easier to spend it. Separate your money into purpose-based accounts to keep clarity and control. And what you want to do is create 3 key accounts: an emergency fund, of 3 to 6 months of expenses for unexpected events. That's your emergency fund. The second would be future growth fund, and that's for business investments, any upgrades or any new offers that you want to launch. That's where you dip into that. And then third is personal freedom fund, and that's for any vacations, retirement, or major life goals. So to keep it easy, we're just keeping it at 3. And you want to label them clearly and automate small transfers into each. So it doesn't matter if it's $25 or $250, it's consistency that's going to build the confidence. You know, one client started separating her money into labeled sub-accounts, and she told me, when I saw Freedom Fund, every time I logged in, I stopped touching that money. And that visual reminder made savings exciting instead of restrictive. And in less than a year, she had a full 6-month emergency cushion. Okay? And you know, that leads me right into business coaching tip number 3 for you, and that is prepare for taxes like a pro. You know, one of the biggest financial stressors for entrepreneurs is tax season, because they treat it like a surprise instead of a system. You want to set up systems. So set aside a percentage every payment that you receive in a separate tax savings account. This way, when tax time comes, you're calm, you're prepared, and you're not panicked. And you can also use tools like QuickBooks or even your bank's automated transfer feature to make this a little bit easier for you. You want to treat it like paying your future self for some peace of mind. All right, so yes, it could be, and I actually get into this in my Financial Freedom Accelerator Academy, and how we emotionally are triggered based on certain payments that we pay out, and how that's good. That changes how we show up and what shows up for us. So changing how you pay for taxes, how you set money aside for taxes. Don't think of it as, oh, you're paying taxes, you're paying someone else, and they're not even fixing the road down in your neighborhood type of thing. Think of it as, I am paying my future self, so that my future self doesn't have to worry come tax time. Okay? So think of it that way, and that really will help set a more positive, lighthearted tone when you do make that payment. You know, a client once told me that she dreaded tax season because she never had the money ready, like many do. So we set up an automatic transfer into her fund. We picked a certain percentage that she was comfortable with for every deposit. And the next year she said, you know, I wrote that tax check without stress for the first time ever. And she finally felt like the CEO of her money, not just a passenger. And see, that's how we want to feel. We want to be in control of our money and not let our money control us. That's what happens when you have a plan and you have structure. Okay, so now let's put these concepts into action. Today, decide your savings percentages. Decide what percentage you're going to pay yourself, how much you will set aside for taxes, what percentage to secure for your growth or freedom fund. Then you want to set up automatic transfers to each of these accounts, and don't wait until later. Build the habit now, even if it's small, and your future self, like we talked about before, your future self will thank you. Now, if you need support or help in any one of these concepts, feel free to click on the link in the description box below and book a private one-on-one coaching call with me. I do have some slots available for one-on-one coaching. If any of this resonated with you or in any other area in your business, I'd be happy to take a look at your unique situation and coach you through that. Okay. So now back to the video. Now let's recap. Saving money isn't about deprivation. It's about direction. When you automate savings, create purpose-driven buckets, and plan ahead for taxes, you're going to create freedom and confidence in your business. That's why I created my Financial Freedom Accelerator Academy. This is a self-paced online program that I'm going to help you to create a full money management system designed for entrepreneurs, one that builds stability, wealth, and peace of mind. The link is in the description box below. Click and go ahead and enroll, and I'll see you on the other side. Thanks for watching this video. If you've got value from this training, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who will benefit from this business coaching. And if you're ready to grow what you've saved and actually start making money work for you, then you won't want to miss this next video. It's called The Entrepreneur's Guide to Investing for Wealth. Click here to watch, and I'll see you on the next one. Oceans of love. Till next time.